What's going on, guys? ADHJD, and as you can tell from the title, we are going to be talking about base Minato versus base Tobirama. The reason I'm specifying that it's base and not any other form of specifically Minato is because that would be just unfair. Whether it's Sage, or whether it's KCM, or whether it's both, Tobirama would get a clean ass whooping. So it's going to be base. For both, obviously Tobirama doesn't really have any other form but base, so it'd be pretty easy to get feats from him, considering I don't have to kind of filter out which is not base and which is base for Minato, which is pretty easy. Alright, now that I explained what forms we are using, let's get started. Starting with, I should probably go with category, shouldn't I? Categories are going to be strength, speed, reaction speed, durability, endurance, stamina, nature transformations, offense, defense, equipment, IQ, and battle IQ. I believe that's all of them. Alright, starting with strength. Strength, in my opinion, is how much attack power you have and how much physical strength you have, and then I average it out and see who has a better average. Now, the only feat I found for strength for both of them was only 1 feat each. Tobirama being equal to Izuna, and Minato soloing 1,000 shinobi. So which one's more impressive? Soloing 1 shinobi that's pretty powerful, or soloing 1,000 shinobi that are just average, Chunin and Joni? And my humble fact-based opinion is that it's the 1,000 shinobi. My main reason for this is that we don't really know how strong Izuna is. We don't know if he's Kage level. We don't even know if he's Chunin level. We don't know if he's Jonin. We don't know. Hell, he could be low Chunin to high Genin level for all we know. Obviously, he's not. All we know is that he's equal to pre-EMS Madara, who, again, we don't know much about. So, going based off the fact that we do have a solid, concrete thing to go off of, we're going to go with strength to Minato. Next up is going to be speed. This is going to be a pretty one-sided matchup. We have one of the best flying Raijin, the best flying Raijin user versus an okay flying Raijin user. Yes, Tobirama did create the jutsu, but it was Minato who mastered the jutsu. Not only did he master this jutsu, but he also managed to blitz two of the top cloud ninjas, villages ninjas. Before he became the 4th Raikage, and Killer B, while he was a Jinchuriki. And I guess you could add in their whole squadron, but the two main people here are A and B. Not only did he blitz those two, but he also blitzed Obito twice in their fight. One of them a sling on his back, and 2 to put a contract seal on him to separate his control from Kurama. Obito, granted he was 14, so he wasn't in his prime, but Obito was no joke even at 14. Easily a Kage level threat. So speed it's going to go to Minato. Next up is going to be reaction speed. Now, reaction speed, again, kind of one-sided. Again, Tobirama could react to Izuna. Minato could react to Obito. Not only that, but he could also react to the soon-to-be 4th Raikage at his top speed. He said it himself. I will put a manga panel on it on screen. Again, Izuna being just a featless character that we barely know anything about. Like, I already made a video on this. I think I made a video on this with Fugaku versus Izuna. Y'all can check that out. I barely found anything. And I concluded that he was like a Jonin to low Kage level threat. But still, being able to react to a soon-to-be Kage and a Hokage level threat, that's going to land you a win in this column. So reaction speed is going to go to Minato. Next is going to be durability, and this is actually a section I'm going to briefly skip. Neither of them have any durability feats to speak on other than a few kicks and punches. The only thing I can think of off the top of my head is when they were in the 4th Great Ninja War and Minato took a side kick from Madara, but that wasn't all that impressive, so they kind of tie here. Next up is going to be hacks. Hacks are, if you don't know what those are very, very absurd strong abilities, right? At least according to their verses. So Demon Slayer, right? Their hacks are like the Demon Slayer mark, the red blade. My Hero Academia, their hacks are like one for all for one, decaying quirks. Naruto, they have their own sets of unique, strong abilities. Now, the hacks that these two have are similar and not similar. Now, by what I mean by that is they have the same ability on one hand, and they have one different ability from each other. The same ability they both have is the Flying Raijin technique, and Minato has Depth Reaper Seal, and Tobirama has the Edo Tensei. Now, what's wrong with this is that he's pretty featless with Edo Tensei, and he's average at best with the Flying Raijin. Meanwhile, Minato has been able to display decent usage. If I do lowball him a bit, he has displayed damn good usage of the Flying Raijin technique. And as for Death Reaper Seal, he knows how to use it, at the very least, very decently, as he was able to seal Kurama, at least half of Kurama in him, and the other half in his son. He stated that he could have put the entirety of Kurama into him, but he said himself that he wanted to keep Kurama as an asset to the Leaf. So Hacks is going to go to Minato. Next up is going to be IQ, and this is, again, a very close matchup because they are both geniuses in and out of battle. Evidence of this would be when Minato, he did a little thing called scoring the highest score in the written Chunin exam test. You remember that? The one that Sasuke, Shikamaru, Naruto, Hinata, Gaara, all of them struggled to figure out? He managed to figure it out and scored the highest test score. But he's also a master in war, as he managed again to completely solo the third Ninja War. And yes, also he was in the fourth Great Ninja War, so he was technically in 2 wars. Tobirama, on the other hand, is a master in the book smart category. He has created the Hokage election system, he created the Ninja Academy and its system, and he also created the police department. So he managed to do 3 things to majorly help out the Leaf. Make sure children don't die and are actually qualified to do warring things. Managed to create a system where it was fairly distributed upon in votes on who was going to run the village, and managed to, I guess, decrease crime rate. And as for battle IQ, he's been in 2 to 3 wars. He has been in 3 wars. Maybe 4. The maybe is the second, because I don't necessarily remember if he was in the second war or if he died before then, but it's confirmed that he has been in the Warring States period, the First Great Ninja War, and the Fourth Great Ninja War. That is 3 different wars he's been in. So both IQ and battle IQ are going to go to Tobirama. Next up is going to be stamina, and this is a section where I again think it's a one-sided matchup. Yes, Minato did state that that he could seal the entirety of Kurama inside of him. But he's from a no-name clan that we have no background under. The Namikaze clan has one confirmed member, and it's Minato himself, whereas Tobirama comes from a long lineage of Senjus who have confirmed large chakra reserves, comparable to the Uzumaki. Just a reminder, the Uzumaki clan, one of their weaker members, Kushina, still managed to keep herself alive after having the Kurama. That's his name. After having Kurama stripped from her. What's her name? Mito did the same exact thing, and they are not Tobirama, they're not Hashirama, and they're not Tsunade. So stamina is going to go to Tobirama. Now, endurance. Endurance is another thing that I barely found anything on, but I did manage to find one thing in Minato's favor. He managed to still move and talk while being impaled by Kurama. And he got a little ring. He has 2 rings on his finger. Tobirama, being as featless of a character as he is, he doesn't have any great endurance feats, if any. So endurance is going to go to Minato. Now we're going to get into the arsenal of these two combatants. It's been not great for Tobirama, but let's just see if he can make a comeback. Now the new way I do jutsus, and I not rank them, I tell you all of them as I go. I'm not going to go by how helpful each of them are. So I have not helpful at all, a little helpful, is kind of helpful, and very helpful. No helpful, not helpful being I didn't even bother putting them in here, so you're not going to hear about them at all. The little helpful are area scanning, the sensing technique, and chakra transfer. The first two being basically a sensing technique where either he can put his hand on a building or something like that and kind of use his chakra to kind of echolocate the entire building. And the sensing technique being where he can basically sense the chakra of a certain person, kind of like a sensory ninja, which he is. Straight down the middle, he's going to have his Rasengan and his Shadow Clones. Him, I think he's only shown to be able to wield one or two. One or two Shadow Clones at a time, but that's still one or two Minatos that Tobirama will have to keep his eye on. And obviously the Rasengan kind of speaks for itself. The thing made a huge crater on the ground when Minato decided to slam it on Obito. But his big three are going to be his Flying Raijin, Death Reaper Seal, and summoning the Toads. Summoning the Toads is going to be probably his second biggest asset here, because the Toads will create a massive problem for Tobirama, considering that, in my opinion, he doesn't really have anything he can really use. Also, with the Flying Raijin technique, obviously him being the best in the series, thereby he's better than Tobirama at it, and the Death Reaper Seal being a last resort option. Now for Tobirama, his only two little helpful abilities are his, again, sensory and area scanning techniques, which again I've already explained what those are. These straight down the middle abilities are going to be his Water Bullet, Heavenly Weeping, Flying Thunder God Slash, and Water Dragon Bullet. And his higher tier ones, the one that he's probably going to have to use a lot, are Flying Thunder God, Explosive Tags Technique, and Shadow Clones. Edo Tensei, he's featless with it, so I really can't give him too much props with Edo Tensei. So offense is going to go to Minato, mainly due to him having a more deadly arsenal, and him being better with certain techniques than Tobirama is. Defense, it's the same stuff with the low tier. It's the sensing technique, the area scanning, chakra transfer, all that good stuff. What's mainly going to help him out here in defense is his Shadow Clones for diversion and his Toads for basically overall defense. The Toads can't help him out with defense. Toads are what's going to help him, though. That's going to be his best jutsu along with the Flying Raijin technique in order for him to absolutely demolish Tobirama in this matchup. But Tobirama does have some defensive techniques of his own. He has the the area scanning technique, Flying Thunder God, Shadow Clones, the Water Wall formation, but none of that's going to really stop Flying Raijin or the Toads. So defense is also going to go to Minato. The next two are going to go to Tobirama. That will be nature transformations and equipment. Tobirama has pretty much every single nature transformation that is not a Genkai and is not Yin Yang release. He does not have those, but he has fire, lightning, wind, earth, fire, yin and yang release. He also has swords and swords and explosive tags as equipment. Meanwhile, all Minato has is the Flying Thunder God Kunai. Well, as my sticky notes say, Minato won this matchup with strength, speed, reaction speed, tying and durability, hacks, endurance, offense, and defense, and Tobirama managed to get IQ, battle IQ, stamina, tied and durability, nature transformations, and equipment. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's been a blast. I'm sorry I haven't been uploading. I had audio problems, I promise. So, I love you guys. comment what you want to see next. Comment anything, really. Like the video if you want to see more videos like this one in particular, versus battles, which is my main shtick. And sub to my channel if you want to see more content from me. Go follow my TikTok. Instagram's optional. Don't really care about Instagram. It's the TikTok I mainly care about. And I'll see you next time. See you guys.